to Life at Sunny Lee, and we are on week 31 of our decluttering and organizing series. And this week, well, kids are going back to school. So if you have kids, children, parents, grandparents, whatever, whoever, that are taking care of young school kids, this video is for you. We are going to talk about what I've learned in the past. I have no kids that are in school anymore, but I did learn a lot of things with 3 boys going through school and college. And the first thing we're going to do is declutter the backpacks and the school bags. They basically need 2 bags. One to, in case, an extra spare in case they leave it on the bus, or they leave it at school, or it gets stolen, or it gets wet, falls in the mud puddle or the snow. You need an extra one for them to be able to have one dry one, and then you can dry the other one, wash it, and take care of it while they're at school. And same thing goes with the backpacks and school bags, whichever one they want to carry. So you need at least 2 per kid. And then you need to organize those backpacks and school bags. Where are you going to keep the spares? Where are you going to keep them when they come home from school? Because kids come home and they just come through the door, they drop everything at the door, and if they don't have a specific space to put that stuff, it's just going to be a clutter by the door. So your best thing to do is either get a cubby hole or a basket or something for each kid by the door that they come in, and they put the stuff in that. Have little hooks on the wall so they can hang their coat so it's ready to go. Have a boot rack for shoes, or a shoe closet. I like both. I like the boot rack because that way if they come in with wet shoes and stuff, they can go on that and it will dry and not mess up your floor. And if their shoes are dry, they can go directly into the shoe cabinet. But make it easy for them. Kids are not one to take time out to put things away, especially when they're home from school. They're excited. They want to get outside and play while it's still daylight before supper or dinner. So make it easy for them. Make it so it's organized. And then the next thing you got to do is organize their school supplies. Make sure they have everything they need to do their homework in one central area. You can decide whether you want them to work at the kitchen table, the dining room table, a special desk, or up in the room. I suggest with smaller children that are just learning how to study, make it in the kitchen table with you while you're cooking and fixing supper. That way they feel like they're part of the family, they can ask questions, and you can help them to learn how to study. As they get older, they'll probably migrate to their room. And in that case, have a good desk for them with good lighting and all the supplies that they need for the school. And so you need to clear a space for them to do homework. You know, if it's on the kitchen table, make sure they have an area that they can work at while you're cooking without interfering with anything. The space is clear, they can just spread out and do what they need to do. Same thing with the dining room table. Sometimes, you know, if you eat at the kitchen table, the dining room table might not be used except for special occasions. And if it's close to the kitchen, that is a perfect place for them to spread out their stuff. And if you have a cabinet over to the side, you can put all their school supplies in that. They can just open it up and go in and get what they need to do their homework. So you need to organize the papers that they bring home. You can use a trickle file. That means you put things in order that they're important, and once they're done, you can pull them out and toss them, or importance of when you have to fill them out and return them. And that way you know where to put the papers as soon as and it can be nothing but a little box, a small little decorative box that you put the papers in. And then you can just go through them and keep up to date with them. They have special projects, put a piece of paper in there and saying this special project, when I have to start it, you know, when it has to be done. Another thing is you need to organize a system on what you're going to do with their artwork. You're going to put it on the fridge, you're going to plaster your fridge, or are you going to frame them? And there is a nice little thing on Amazon where you put it on the wall. It's a front picture frame, and you just lift it up and you put a new picture in, and it has space in the back to store old pictures. Perfect for displaying their artwork. You can keep it for a long time, and then if you find something you really like, make sure you put it into a memory box and put that memory box away. You go through the memory box as the kids get older and decide some things really weren't that memorable that you want to get rid of, so that's fine too. But right now, if it means something to you right now, put it in the box and keep it. And then we're going to go through and we're going to declutter and get rid of anything that was left over from what we just did. Extra backpacks, maybe take them to the school. Maybe there's other kids that need backpacks, you know, give them away. Tote bags, which makes great school bags. If you have a bunch of those, you know, see if any kids want those. Goodwill will always take them too. And there's a lot of places that you can get rid of totes and backpacks, school bags. It's just that you don't want to keep more than what you need in the house. And same thing with your school supplies. Make sure all the pens work. Make sure the markers work. And crayons, anything that the kids need, make sure that they work. And we're going to get rid of everything that's not in the house. Now, since I don't have any kids, I'm not getting a free week. Nope, 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 nope. Remember that rainy day list? That's what I'm going to be working on. That and some finishing touches to the bedroom. Some things I want to do there, crafty-wise. Some things I want to make for there. And still working on the swing area. I've got to put a couple more things in there, and working on the front porch. And today I'm going to work on the side porch, and I'm going to get the milk cans ready to be painted. So I'm not getting a free week. I'm working just as well as anybody else. So remember, 15 minutes a day or longer if you feel like it, and get your house organized and decluttered. You will appreciate it a lot. Oh, and if you don't know what to do, how to decorate the house, ChatGPT will allow you to take a picture of your room and then ask them to make the changes that need to be made to make it more inviting or more livable. And it will come up with a picture or suggestions. And you can either use them or you can, say, no, that's not me, and go with that. So there are ways, if you don't feel like you have the ability to decorate like you really, really want, there's ways to get around it cheaply. So like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.